Bravoman on the TurboGrafx is a strange game. Like it just... well, it has a... you know what? It's a strange game. I was trying to think of a more eloquent word, but I just couldn't. In some ways, this strangeness is a reason to pick it up. In other ways, it makes the game hard to recommend. Because you see, well, there's just a few... you know what? Just watch. Evil mad scientist Dr. Bomb, who took a giant piece of broccoli for hair and painted it to match his beard, wants to take over the world. Look, the facts are, if you're born with the last name Bomb, there's not much you can really do but turn evil. Enter Bravoman, an ordinary guy turned into an ultra superhero who must use all of his powers to save the world. Bravoman has the ability to stretch his appendages and even headbutt. He can also slow his descent by punching over and over and over again. And also there's... And there's also a... okay. What I was trying to say is the diagonal kick can also come in handy quite often too. Hush! Man. Bravoman can increase these attacks by collecting items in the game. So who does Mr. Bendy Pants attack, you ask? Well, Dr. Bomb's henchmen. Snakes, mini-tanks, irate magnets, and that thing. And that thing... and what is that? The enemies and bosses are so bizarre. Hey, there's an eloquent word. Bizarre. Some of these enemies leave behind luck symbols. Collecting them will form symbols at the bottom right corner of the screen, and when completed, Lottery Man will appear and give you an item. He also replenishes your energy at the end of a stage. Now be careful not to punch him too often, because if you do, he'll stop helping you. Along the way, Bravoman also meets up with Alpha Man, who will give him a hint or two. Honestly, often than not, he's really no help at all, so just punch him. Bravoman must bravo his way through each stage, eventually fighting a boss at the end. The game can be rather non-linear as it offers multiple paths, although I have to admit, I got stuck a couple of times. At this point, I actually thought it was a glitch in the game. Then I got stuck somewhere else, and in an attempt to escape, hey, what the hell is that thing? Stop it! Well, that solved that problem. No, the thing is, you have to press attack, then jump to do a super high jump. Oh. To mix things up a few times, Bravoman can transform into an underwater sub, turning the game into a horizontal shooter. Here, Bravoman shoots missiles and depth charges at enemies, so put those turbo switches up for sure. These stages are a welcome addition and honestly add a nice variety to the game. Although not amazingly well drawn, the graphics are pretty pleasing. There is good multi-scrolling even in the first stage, though it adheres itself mostly to the lower part of the screen and is actually a little distracting. The game is very colorful, even in the darker areas where you would assume no color would shine through. The bosses and characters fit the bizarre tone of the game, but in their own strange, bizarre, insert-your-own-word way. The music and sound are pretty average. Bravoman praises himself often. At the beginning of the stage, he also mutters... yeah, no clue on that one. The music lacks a little punch, but there are a few tracks that I do enjoy. The controls aren't bad, but can sometimes feel a bit clunky. Button 2 is the attack, and the longer you hold it down, the longer the reach. Subsequently, button 1 is jump, and the height is also determined by the duration of your button press. Bravoman stops in mid-air during attacks, so you can use this to your advantage if making difficult jumps. He has a strange way of moving, and since he's a rather big character, his attacks can freeze him, sometimes leaving him vulnerable. Some stages in Bravoman get a bit complex and confusing. Like here, where am I supposed to go? I have tried every corner of this. Oh, hey. Oh, not you. Hey, leave me alone. Bravo, freaking bravo. The game also suffers from the can't see what is below syndrome, so you'll fall into enemies a lot. There is 1 life per continue, and the game whisks you back to the beginning of a stage when you die. This can be very disheartening if you made it pretty far into a level. Of course, you can continue right where you left off by holding button 2, but shh, that's our little secret. There is also a hidden mode called Secret Game, which allows you to fight the various bosses. It's not in the manual, but I definitely recommend doing it before tackling the full game. In the end, I'm kind of torn as to whether I enjoy Bravoman or not. The game overstays its welcome with 22 stages. Plus, it is not an easy game, and about halfway through, things get tedious and I tend to get bored. So that, in and of itself, is not a good combination. Although I do like Bravoman, I also get very little fulfillment from it. Ah well. In the end, you can't help but just smirk at the ridiculousness of it all, including the horribly translated text. Ah, well thank you. That's very kind. Oh hey, let's make a quick call. Haha! That's pretty awesome. Namco said that the arcade version was a comical action game with some Japanese parody. Well, that is definitely the case, although as a US gamer, I'm not sure how well this really translates. I am going to round up the rating and give it a mild recommendation. If you can laugh along the way, you just might find it a fun little action romp for a while. Because it's just, well, sometimes it has a... oh, never mind.